the first time or even the third time, if you would just drop into fill out those few quick little questions, then we can keep in touch with you. That would be amazing. So we have many visitors this evening, it looks like. Many out of 12. Miriam, I recognize a familiar face. She's in our Jefferson County Club. Welcome.
I am. Thank you.
Welcome. Elaine, I don't think I've met you before. Thank you for joining us. Where are you joining us from?
Okay, so I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I know of Rich because he's in District 101.
His fame precedes him, huh? All right. Elizabeth Harris, I don't think I've met you before.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
a guest. I'm a member in the Squim
Oh, good.
Toastmasters.
Well, we should have rubbed shoulders by now. Maybe that's going to happen. It's good to meet you. Thank you for visiting us tonight. Malcolm, we've seen you around these parts before.
Yes, hi everyone. Glad to be here. I'm zooming in from Bonaire. A
Wow.
slice of paradise in the Caribbean.
Very lovely. And then I see a couple new ones. Lady Kavita Gupta and Mohit. There's just connecting. Well, I think we'll connect with you folks at the end. Tonight, it is our privilege to introduce Rich Westbrook of Monterey Comedy Improv. And I did not see an intro for you, and no one gave me.
I'm the Toastmaster, so
Oh, good.
I'll go for
I'm
it.
off the hook. I was getting out of my lane. I'm going to pass it back to our Toastmaster of the evening,
I
the
will.
famous Lindy McLean.
And I have to say that every time the conversation of what special events we want to have, improv is always high on everyone's list because it's just an evening of pure fun, as well as challenge, of course. But isn't it a relief to get to laugh and to carry on and be light of heart? And whenever we say improv, the first name that comes into our head is Rich. We have the best club picture ever from last year when he was here because everyone was smiling and laughing, and that was not a posed shot. So let me go ahead. Rich Westbrook has been a Toastmaster for, count them, 32 years. He is also the owner and director of Monterey Comedy Improv. His performs throughout the year all over the Monterey Peninsula. He's available for corporate workshops and special occasion events. If you have a birthday coming up, keep him in mind. He has been teaching and performing since 2008. Just ask him to sing. However, Rich, I was thinking, isn't that a little like saying, don't think about a pink elephant? Now, all we're going to want is for you to sing. With his interactive presentation titled Planned Spontaneity, let me welcome Rich Westbrook.
Thank you, Lindy. Thank you for having me here tonight. We're going to do some improv. So let's set the stage a little bit here. If you can put your camera on, that is much preferred. And if you can unmute yourselves, because this is interactive. So cameras on, clear name, that would be nice. Looks like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are here. That's amazing. Yeah, legendary. Great. So let's do all that. So planned spontaneity seems a little contrary, doesn't it? Well, there's this idea that improv is just all spontaneity. It just kind of comes up from this well of creativity. And it sort of does, but there's really a lot of work to do improv. So when I do speeches and I'm doing workshops, it looks like it's planned. I mean, it's spontaneous, but there's a lot of thought that goes behind it. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over some elements that will help you access the ability to be spontaneous. And that's really what it is, being able to access that ability to be spontaneous. So to be more spontaneous, what it is, think of it this way. Don't think of, when you do improv, don't think of learning a new skill set, because that is more work. Improv is more of an unlearning what we've learned to inhibit us so we can all be social beings. Everything that our parents, our preachers, teachers taught us was a lot of that was social normalizing, if you will. And a lot of the creativity we have is just beaten out of us for years. And then we get to become adults, and then we're terrified to speak in front of other people. So think of it as an unlearning. That's what we're going to work on. When you unlearn, when you have less filters in your mind, you're going to be quicker. It's a lot of being able to not filter your thoughts and just go with the first thing you think of. It's not always the best choice, but it usually is the best choice. Maybe 90% of the time. That first thought you have is a good one. Don't ignore it. So we're going to start the first part, and this is to be more spontaneous. We're going to do some games, and I will call on people randomly. So make sure you're unmuted again, and we'll do some games here. The first one's going to be 3 things. Now, 3 things is a classic spontaneity game. And my disclaimer is this: Zoom is where improv goes to die, where spontaneity goes to die. It is very difficult. There's a limited amount of things we can do online, because much of what improv is, it's feeding off of each other, that live energy and the spontaneity. And there are generally no technical difficulties when we're live. But we have some games that we can do that do work in this situation. And the first one is called 3 things. The way 3 things works is, I'm going to ask you a category of something. I might say 3 favorite books. Now, your objective is not to do what you always do, and that is to give me the right answer or a correct answer or an answer you think sounds good to other people. You're going to say the first 3 things that come to mind. That might be like TV Guide, Wall Street Journal, the Bible. 3, just anything that comes to mind. That is the key, is letting go of ordering the brain, in having order and coming up with the right answer, because that's really not what improv is. Improv is generally the most entertaining answer. So the point of pushing yourself is to be able to say something quickly that will probably be kind of funny. That's where the humor is. It's not in the right answer. Right answers aren't very entertaining. So what we want is, we want you to be unfiltered and say the first 3 things that come to mind. If I see that you're struggling a little bit, I'll kind of push you along. Any questions about that? Raise your hand. Straightforward game. And the questions, they're not going to be generally the most answerable questions. So if you don't have an answer, you make up an answer, which is fantastic, right? That's what you want to do. So if I say, what are your 3 favorite French authors, right? And you don't know any, just make them up. Make it all up. Here we go. So let's start it. 3 things. Judy, unmute yourself there. Nope. She's shaking her head. You're muted. Unmute yourself. There you go. Okay, Judy, 3 favorite things you tell your cat to do.
I tell my cat to scratch on the scratching post. I tell my cat to knead my back, give me a back massage. And I tell my cat to purr sweetly, purr sweetly.
Great. Now add a thing that a cat can't do.
I want my cat to open a bottle of wine and pour me a glass.
There you go. That's what we're looking for. Fantastic. Lindy, your 3 favorite materials to wear that are green.
My favorite materials to wear that are green, I'm very fond of wearing grass. Then there is the leaves of a sunflower, arranged strategically, of course. And finally, kelp. Kelp, very fashionable.
Nice, good job. Vivian, you can hear
Yes.
me? 3
Sure.
reasons why there's nothing on the back of on the wall behind Lindy. 3 reasons.
it has 7 colors and you're the only one who can't see it. So I beg to disagree. The second is she painted the whole room, ran out of paint, and well, there you have it. That's where she ran out of paint because Lindy never plans. And the third reason is the truth. She doesn't want to paint it.
Very good, very good. Karen King. Three
Yes.
superpowers that are fairly useless.
The ability to fly off tall buildings. The ability to zap a grapefruit. The ability to iron your shirt.
Oh, nice. Very good. Good. Kavita? Okay, unmute yourself. Give me 3 superheroes that nobody's ever heard of. Make them up quickly.
Raj Kumar, Vivian, and lastly, Lady Kingsley.
Very good. Great. Mohit, is that it? Unmute yourself.
Yes.
Tell us 3 superhero powers that Kavita has that nobody knows about.
Kavita just gave us some fantastic answers about superheroes. She has an ability to make up things. She's probably a great writer. That's it.
Okay, good. Good job. Club president Hazel. 3 reasons that Mohit's smiling.
Wow, he does not know that there's a fork stuck in his head. He just won the lottery and he doesn't, it's like the cat who swallowed the canary. And he's flying to Japan in the morning and he's already there in his brain.
Perfect. Razuk, is your audio okay now? Can you?
Yes, I changed, but I will try then.
Great. Okay, good. 3 reasons why Hazel is the president.
First one is she is very kind to others. And second, she is very, how could I say, she's very strong in leadership. So she can lead this club very harmoniously. And the third one is she has a very soft but very persuasive voice. So if the people hear her voice, they all are persuaded by her.
Good. Okay, so here's a little improv lesson. Improv is not designed to fix anything. Most of us all in this room are very nice people, and it's good to be nice. Improv, you create tension. And in order to create tension, you have to realize that when you're doing improv, you are not you. You are a character. Make sense? So I'm going to ask Razuk to give us 3 untrue reasons why Hazel is the president. Go ahead, Razuk.
Question to me?
Yep.
Yes. Then would you say it again, please?
3 untrue reasons why she's president.
Untrue reasons.
Make something up.
Yeah. She is, how could I say? She can see the people's mind first. Then second, she can be completely honest to herself as a professional club leader. The third one is she can hear people's voice as well as see the people's mind.
She's a mind
So,
controller.
yeah.
Very good. Nice. Good. Miriam,
Yes.
3 illegal acts that take place on the Golden Gate Bridge behind you.
Oh, illegal acts. Well, falling off at just the proper time of 12 midnight. Not walking over completely buck naked. And in some way, let's call that streaking all the way down the bridge. That would be a record, actually. And illegal acts. Painting the bridge a different color, like black, other than the famed international orange.
Very good. Very good. Elaine. 3 reasons why Miriam has a picture of the bridge behind her.
Because she's from Sacramento, because she's terrified of ferry boats, and because she has a crush on Rich Westbrook.
Nice. Very nice. Great. Great. M.E. Bartholomew. That's a fabulous name there. Okay. All right. Give me 3 favorite jugglers.
Oh, Daniel Boone. He was busy juggling his rifle and the powder horn and other weapons to keep things at bay. Let's see, another juggler. Well, you know, I think that just about every mother is a juggler, and she's juggling everything all the time just to make sure that everybody eats. Let's see. And I think that football players are actually jugglers because they've got to keep that ball in the air and not get down on the ground and, you know, juggle, throw bodies around and get where they're going. That's it.
Very good. Good. Jay, unmute yourself there, please. Great. There's an unusual amount of light coming into your space there. 3 reasons why it's so bright where you are right now.
I believe a nuclear bomb just went off. But we're already in the black hole, so it's just stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's it, but it could also be that God is taking some family pictures and he's got the flash going. You know, can't have too many family pictures by the Almighty. And if it's not that, it's got to be that we painted outdoors white and kind of went overboard. I forget what.
Nice. Good. Elizabeth Harris. Okay, 3 Toastmaster positions that need to be on the board.
Okay. Well, I'd like to have somebody that's a policeman and regulates things and makes us follow the rules. And then I'd like to have another one just called the Joker that doesn't follow the rules. And then I think we need a golden retriever. Service animal. Okay.
Very good. I like that board. Linda Wu, are you there? Linda? No? Yep. Nope. There we go.
Yeah.
Hi, Linda Wu.
Yeah.
3 lies that Toastmasters tell themselves.
You are the best speaker in the world. I see something in you. You have the superpower to change the world.
Very good. Thank you. Malcolm Wilson, are you there? There
Yes,
you go,
sir.
Malcolm. 3 reasons why AI is going to ruin Toastmasters.
3 reasons why AI is going to rule into Toastmasters. Because it's artificial, and we're all humans, so it's gonna zap us into these robots. And the second reason is we're all gonna be giving Toastmaster speeches on Pluto somehow through the magic of AI. And the third reason, just because AI said so. Yeah, snap of the fingers. There you go.
There you go. Good. Maybelline. We have two Mabels here. Is that true? Oh no. Okay. Maybelline, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. That sounds like a cosmetic company, a Maybelline.
Yeah.
That's a great name. Okay. Okay, Mabel. 3 campaign lies that everybody that runs for president tells us.
Did she get bumped off? I don't. Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is.
Hello?
You there?
Oh, mail. First one, the text in the mail. Me, I can change the world and vote more than once, vote early, vote often.
Very good. Very good. Where am I on time right now? Where's the timer?
You are at 18 minutes.
Okay, good. All right, you guys did a good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. Nice. All right, now we have one last game. I don't know if everybody's gonna be able to do it, but we'll make this one quick. This is something you can do on your own. It's called alliteration. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna throw somebody a letter of the alphabet. With that letter, you're gonna say a person doing something in a location. So if I was to throw the letter B to Lindy, she might say Barry buys balloons in Bolivia. So it's real quick, bam, 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 very quick. So I'm going to give you a letter and you just say a person doing something in a location. If you can't think of a location, make it up. Just make up a name. It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's start with Judy, the timer. Judy, the letter is A. Go.
Anne is asking to be in Alaska.
Good, great. Okay, we're going to pick up the speed. Lindy, B, go.
Bebop. Bob's in not Bolivia. I can only think of what you said.
Okay, we'll give you a different letter. C.
Kathy Cares in Cleveland.
There you go. Awesome. Vivian, D.
Yes.
That was sounded great. What did you say?
D. Letter D. Still don't hear you. Okay, we're going to go to Karen. Karen King, you get E.
Everett loves everything. Enough. Stumbled.
Good, good. We're going to have you do it again. This time when you do it, I want you to look at the camera and I'm going to give you the letter E again and say it as fast as you can.
I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't hear you.
So look at the camera.
Yes.
And the letter is E again, and just do it as fast as you can. Again.
Everett loves his elephant enough.
Better. Okay, now we're going to push you a little bit more. I want you to keep looking at the camera the whole time. Do it again.
Okay. Everett loves his.
Yeah.
He is hard.
Yeah. Okay. D. D. Look at the camera the whole time.
Dottie loves living in Dallas. It's delightful and delicious steak and potatoes.
Very good. I love it. It was nonsensical. Very good. Correct. Kavita, you get a K. Unmute yourself. Look at the camera.
Hey, King was kind in Kazakhstan.
Good, great, great. So I'm gonna give you guys some little deeper teaching here. So when you're talking and you're looking up, you're looking left, you're looking right, you're in your head. So when you can just look straight ahead and say something as fastly as you can, that's a skill you want to work on. Make sense? So you just look at that camera and just say something really fast, and you'll most likely mess up and you'll entertain us. That'll be fantastic. Okay, that round is over now. We're gonna move on to the next round. Yay. This one is become a better listener. Become a better listener. Why is this related to improv? Well, if you're a better listener, it gives you an insight to everything. When you hear everything and see everything and can remember as much as you possibly can, that is truly a superpower in all aspects of life. The better you listen, the better everything is, and especially with improv. We work on listening skills all the time. It is critical because we're always different characters, different locations, different professions. We have to listen and integrate all of that information as quickly as possible and access it at a later time. So listening is key. Another thing that skill that you're going to get from better listening is that when you are in an environment and you hear something and you remember it, and later on you reincorporate that into your speech or into your presentation, and you can add a little humorous twist to that, it's well received. So it's the ability to remember and reincorporate that idea later on. And along those lines, though, there are very few rules in improv that I really preach, but one that I do think is a good rule, and that is when something is funny once, it can be funny the second time, and it's usually the funniest the third time, but there is no fourth time, only 3 times. The rule of 3 when it comes to the same joke. Don't overdo it. So here's going to be the game we're going to do. Okay, here we go. So let me have to explain this to you. We're going to go with Karen. Karen and I will do this game first. It's just called We Are. Okay. We Are works like this. We're laying down information and we need to remember it. Simple as that. So it starts off like this. Player 1 goes, we are, and you say your profession. Don't make it long. We can just say, we are accountants. Something really simple. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to back up a little bit. So Karen and I are doing this. So I'm going to give her a different name. I'm not going to call her Karen. I will say, Jennifer and I are accountants. Okay, so now I've given her a new name and a new profession. So Jennifer and I are accountants. Now Karen is going to accept that. Improv is about accepting what's being created. So she's going to take that information and add to it. So she might say something like, yes, Bill and I do the president's taxes, right? So she agreed that we do that, and then she adds a little twist to it. So you're going to say, you give that person a different name, say what you do, and the other person says, yes, give them a name, we, and then you add to it. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay.
Which Karen are you talking to?
I'm sorry. That was an example. I was talking to Karen King.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yes. Okay. So let's do that, Karen.
Okay.
I'm speaking to Karen's the other player right now. Beverly and I are seamstresses.
John and Beverly are simply seamstresses sewing suits.
Okay, no, you're mixing. You're bringing the other game in, which is very creative.
Oh,
but no.
Yeah, that's too
so
creative.
You would say like Don and I, we made Meghan Markle's wedding dress, right? So you're just saying something we did. Yes, as seamstresses. Okay.
Okay.
Close. Do it again. Vera and I are football players.
Chad and I are cheerleaders.
You can say we are also cheerleaders.
Are also cheerleaders.
Good, good. We're football players that we cheer ourselves on. Very good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Lindy what my endowed name was. What name did Karen give me?
Chad.
Chad. What name did I give her?
Eh.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, the amount of information is very minimal, but it's hard because we're not used to doing this kind of recall. So the better your recall is with everything, the better communication is. But you guys are doing great. These are not easy games. So let's do two different people. Let's go with Miriam and Elaine. Elaine, you go first. You endow her a different name and your profession. Something really simple. Don't make it complicated. And then Miriam will say yes and give you a different name. We blank. And she's going to add to that.
Oh, God. Now
So
I know.
I give Miriam a name and an occupation.
Yep. Oh, no. What you both do. Yeah, you're both.
What we both do. We are both.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she's going to say something, right?
Yeah. She's going to give you a different name and she's going to add something to that occupation.
Okay. And am I done at that point or do I have to respond?
That's it. That's
okay.
it.
Miriam and I are. Okay.
I'll give her a different name.
Miriam, aka Sparky, and I are garbage collectors.
Perfect.
Sparky and Spunky collect garbage for the Royal Palace in London.
Perfect. That's how that goes. Perfect. Now, M.E. Bartholomew, what was Elaine's name in that game?
Spunky.
Good. What was Miriam's?
Sparky.
What did they do?
Oh, they were garbage collectors in London at the palace.
Perfect. Perfect. So let's say you're in a show and that information comes up. Well, an hour later, if you access that information, it's very impressive. So that's how you have to really just wire your brain into listening at a high level. All right, let's do this again. Let's do with Hazel Booth, the president, and Mohit. So Hazel, you go first. Just give him a different name.
Sawyer and I are jungle explorers.
Ram and I shot a tiger in the jungle.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Guest Malcolm Wilson. Unmute yourself there, sir. Great. Okay. Now, Hazel gave Mohit a name. What was that name?
Yeah.
Okay. What name did he give Hazel?
Yeah.
Hazel, what name did he give you?
It sounded like Ram.
Ram. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And Elizabeth Harris, what was their profession?
In jungle, and they were hunting a tiger.
Exactly.
Jungle
Very good.
explorers.
Good. So the funny thing is, in Toastmasters, one of the lies we tell ourselves is that we're good listeners. We're really not. We really are not. Most of us we're just horrible. It takes a crazy amount of work to be a good listener. And I've done workshops, like 3-hour-long workshops on just listening. I mean, it's not easy. It's brutal at times. Okay, we're gonna keep going here. Linda Wu and Maybelline, my favorite cosmetic company. You guys are gonna go. So Linda, you go first.
Eva and I are pop singer.
Yes, and Lady Gaga and me are good friends.
You'd say it again?
Lady Gaga are good.
Okay. Great. So what was pro in person? Is pro in person? Can I talk to them?
Yes, you can talk to us. There are two of
Fine.
us.
Pro, great. Pro in person. What was Linda Wu's name?
Lady Gaga,
Good, good. What was her profession?
pop singer.
Nice, good. Okay, pro in person. One of you is Karen, right?
Yes.
Who's the other person's name? What's the other person's name?
Elena.
Elena, great. You guys are gonna do it now. Go ahead. Karen, you go first.
Peter and I are a cappella singers. Yes, George and I are singing at the Stork Club next week.
Fantastic, fantastic. Let's see, Judy, what club are they singing at next week?
Couldn't really tell. It sounded like historic club, but
It was a Star Club, probably.
oh, okay.
Stork Club.
Star. Okay. And what were their names, Karen King?
Ooh, Eva, I don't know. Buzzer.
And Lady, what were their names?
One of them was George.
And the other one was?
I didn't hear it.
Probably Peter.
Peter.
That's it.
There you go.
You got it.
Okay, you guys are moving through. Good job. Let's have Mr. Guest Wilson here go. Malcolm and Elizabeth Harris. Elizabeth Harris and Malcolm. Okay, Malcolm, you go first.
Peaches and I are space explorers.
George and I are exploring Mars together.
Nice. That's perfect. That's how that goes. Mohit, or what name did Malcolm give Elizabeth?
Peter or something.
Peaches.
Peter.
Okay, where are they exploring?
The space, Mars.
Mars. Nice, good job. Very well done. You're getting better by the second, everyone. This is fabulous. Okay, here we go. Let's have Vivian. Oh, Vivian's here. Vivian, and who have not called on? I'm lost. How about Vivian and Kavita? So Vivian, you go first.
Leslie and I play hockey.
What did she call me? I didn't hear.
Ashley.
Ashley. I lost it.
So you give her a name. So she says, Ashley and I play hockey. So you give her a name and add something to that.
Bunker and I just scored the goal and won the game.
Good, very good. What name did you just get, Vivian?
Bunker. Sorry.
Is what? Bunker?
Hockey.
Hockey, that's a sport. Okay. Now, Kavita, what name did she give you?
Oh, I forgot. Ashley.
Ashley, good job. Nice, very nice job. Okay, let's see. Rastuk and Elaine. And Rastuk, you go first.
Oh, yeah. Charles and I play football now.
Buttigieg and I play football in Notre Dame.
Good, very good. What was Rasuk's name, Miriam?
Buttigieg.
Close enough. Where do they play? Where do they play football, Lindy?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. See, it's all there. It's just accessing it can be a little tricky at times. You guys are doing great. Where am I on time right now? Timer?
37 and a half.
Good, great. Okay. Let's see what we are. Let's do this. Let's say Linda Wu and Maybelline. You two go. Linda, you go first.
Okay. Charles and I are fishermen.
And we fish all day, and then she's bored of it.
Okay. So, Linda, what was the name that you were given?
I didn't hear her clearly. Sorry.
I know. So you know what you do in improv? You just make it up.
Okay.
You are good.
Okay, Angel.
You make up the name. You don't hear something? Just make it up.
Yeah. Angel. I'm the angel.
Good. Okay. Lindy and Jay go. Lindy goes first.
Where's Jay? Oh, there, thanks. Sasha and I are prima ballerinas.
And Baryshnikov and I are in prima ballerinas in Russia.
Good. So now I'm going to take another step up. That was a nice setup, but what's happening is the second person is doing something what's called a lateral move. It's really just affirming what happened, what has been established, but you want to actually take another step higher. So say that line again, Lindy. Same thing.
Okay. Sasha and I are prima ballerinas.
Prima ballerinas. And then you called her Baryshnikov.
Baryshnikov and I are prima ballerinas who specialize in dancing our ballet in chocolate pudding.
There you go. Fabulous. So that is what's called heightening. Boop. We make it a little more interesting. Then so now that we know you two are prima ballerinas, you specialize dancing in chocolate, now you have a lot of interesting places to go because you gave each other those gifts of creativity, right? And so now if we have that information, now let's say Lindy's next line might be what?
And I'm to address her, I'm sorry, just the function.
No, you're just going to continue what's been established. So you're prima ballerinas, you're Baryshnikov,
okay.
And
Baryshnikov has been
Sasha.
giving Sasha lessons in jumping and never landing back in the juicy chocolate.
Great. Okay, good. Fantastic. So now you have two primo ballerinas that specialize dancing in chocolate. And now Sasha, she's being trained not to land in the chocolate. Now, why is that? So whenever something's established, you ask yourself, well, why is that? Maybe it's because Baryshnikov wants to hoard all the chocolates, right? So now we have a little bit of conflict in this scenario. So now Jay or Sasha, continue the scene.
Oh. So Baryshnikov and Sasha are prima ballerinas who specialize in dancing in chocolate pudding. And one is learning to not land in the chocolate pudding by using the amazing powers of levitation that only the greatest ballerinas can access.
Great, okay.
And is the point to repeat the whole
No, you don't have to. Just
Okay,
can't
all
go
right.
first person. So continue, Lindy, see what happens.
Sasha is very elegantly not landing and levitating while I am enjoying the chocolate.
Great. So now Sasha, how does that make your character feel? Do you want some of that chocolate?
Ballerinas don't eat chocolate, so I'm just shocked.
So
I'm
she
just
shamed
shocked.
you. Perfect.
You can do that?
Yes, very good. Very good. So that's how an improv scene develops. We lay a foundation, we give somebody a character, give them a different name, and then we add information, and you just take one gradual step to make it interesting as you go along. So that was well done. We have time for one more round of this. 2 people raise their hand. Let me see. Oh, there's an Emmy Bartholomew. That's one person.
How about Miriam and Emmy?
Miriam, sure. There you go.
Yes, I just raised my hand.
Okay, Miriam, go.
Let's see. Just randomly something, right? What we did before?
Yeah. Same game. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're just adding goodies to it, basically.
Yeah.
So the queen and I are models.
Perfect. Modeling queen. I love it. You can go a lot of places with that. Okay, Emmy, go.
The prince accompanies me whenever we're working together.
Okay, good. That would be a known thing. That didn't move it further. You accepted what she said.
I couldn't remember what she said.
I believe she said you model.
Oh, we model.
You're models. Okay.
Okay.
So you're the queen. She's
I'm the queen.
prince, and then add to that modeling.
Yes, the prince insists on modeling frog suits.
Great. So the next line from Miriam is related to frog suits. Okay. So respond based on that.
Frog suits, modeling frog suits for the general public in a tree.
There you go.
Hanging in a tree.
Hanging.
Okay, now why would you do that, right? Why would the queen do that?
Because we can.
Because I can.
Yes. The prince in his frog suit jumps into the tree, and of course I have to follow him.
Perfect. Good job. Round of applause,
I could go on
everybody.
forever with this. Whenever.
Yeah, you could.
Just about, yeah. Yeah, very good. Okay, we're gonna go to the third round here. This one I title Connect with Your Audience. Connecting is when it comes to improv in your audience, it's a lot about developing observational skills. So when you're observing what's going on, what's being said, the feeling that's in the room, that gives you the ability to say something that everybody sees, but nobody's saying it. Now, assuming it's appropriate. So that's where a lot of the improv comes from, is just speaking something that's very obvious, but nobody's bringing any attention to it. And that's connecting you more with your audience. So in improv, you're saying what's obvious, because oftentimes it's not said. And along with that, if one thing is true, then that means something else can be true too. So you're linking those truths together. That's the truth in comedy, when we link them together. Now, this last round is going to be different. This isn't a high laugh kind of skill. This is more about creating tension, connecting with the audience and bringing people in, or being closer to someone that you're communicating with. You want to have some tension, a good kind of tension, but this tension builds gradually. So we're going to do a simple little exercise. Just 2 people raise your hands. Okay, is that Miriam? That's 1. 1, 1, 1. No. Okay, I'll call on you. Don't make me call on you. Okay. Okay, Amy Bartholomew was second. So Miriam and I can't say it. Emmy Bartholomew. Okay, here's your task. Okay, you can write this down if you want. It's not a lot, but Miriam, you're player A. Emmy, you're player B. I'm going to give you your lines. Here's your line. Player A, your first line is hello. Write it down. You're going to be saying these lines more than once. So your first line is hello. Emmy, your second line is hi. Miriam, your third line is how are you? Fourth line is fine, thanks. And then Miriam, you say glad to hear it. You guys have that?
Yeah.
Hello, hi, how are you? Fine, thanks, glad to hear it. So I want you both to do that with no emotion. Just flat. No expression. Start.
Hello.
Hi.
How are ya?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to do it. Glad to know.
I'm glad to hear it.
Glad to hear it.
Right. Do it again.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to hear it.
Great. So now for the second round, same lines, but now you're going to add some tone to it. You choose whatever tone you want, whatever emotional state you want to be in. But here's the thing. Don't pick your tone based on the first person's tone. Start this exercise with your already knowing what your energy is going to be. Make sense? Okay. Do it again.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Great to know it.
Okay, that was awkward, right? That was weird and awkward because they weren't going off of what the first person said. So that's called a perspective in improv. I'm kind of going deep in the bushes here, but that's a perspective you're playing with. When you maintain that perspective, it's very interesting. Okay, so you guys did a great job, and we'll circle back to the third round in a little bit. Now I'm gonna have 2 more people do this exercise. 2 people just raise your hand. Elaine and Jay, is that raising your hand or combing your hair? You're showing off your hair.
Both.
That's
It's
nice.
hot in here today.
All that light's coming in your room. Okay, so
It's
Elaine,
enlightenment.
Elaine and Jay. Okay, Elaine, you get the first sentence, first line. You guys get the lines? Hi, it's hello.
I'm good.
Hi, how are you?
Got it.
Thanks.
And now we're going to pick an emotional state and go for it, right?
No.
All right.
Monotone.
Moving flat. Okay. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to hear it.
Great. Do that again.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to hear it.
Good. Okay. Now pick a perspective.
Oh, I just did that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. But you gotta get bigger than that this next round. So pick a
Okay.
perspective, a lot of tone, and let's do another round.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Glad to hear it. I gotta cut back on the caffeine.
So it's like an overbearing person and this little timid person. That's tension, right?
I attract a lot of those.
Yeah, nice. So Elaine and Jay, you're gonna do another round, but change your tone.
Okay.
Ready.
Let me get my crib notes up here.
First again.
Should I be? I'll be A.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to hear it.
Very good. Two more people, raise your hand, please. Scouring the room. Scouring the room. Okay, we have Kavita. And okay, oh, there you go, Lindy. Kavita, you have the first line. Do this monotone, no emotion.
Hi.
Just say hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to know that.
Great. So Kavita, do it again. You are so bubbly that it's hard for you to do without tone. So don't smile, just be serious and do this again.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to know it.
Good. I'm going to work with you a little bit more, Kavita. You are just a ball of love and joy. We don't want that. So somber, no emotion. I know you're forcing those cheeks not to smile, but do it. Be serious.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to know that.
Okay, now we're going to have some a tone in the second round. Pick what your perspective is now, and then do it again.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to know it.
Good. So nobody was surprised that Kavita picked a happy tone, right? You just kept suppress that lovely joy. So I'm gonna give you perspective. Your perspective is disappointment. Disappointment. Do it again.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to know.
Okay, I want more disappointment, Kavita. More
I'm
disappointment.
I have to stop breathing almost.
Yeah, I know. So I get to push you guys. That's how this works. So you're just really disappointed in your fellow person that you're. It's not Lindy. It's some other character, anyways. So do it again. Disappointed.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Glad to know it.
Good. Was that hard, Kavita?
Oh yeah, I almost have to stop. It's like just stop breathing to put that disappointment in there.
Exactly. So whenever you're speaking, doing improv, whenever you try something that you're not good at, you will be better at the things you are good at. So I never work with people to enforce their top skills. What's the point? I always want to work with people in an area where they're uncomfortable. That's where you're going to grow. It's going to give you more range in all of your communication. Work on the areas that you're not comfortable with. That is how you grow in communication. That is key. We're gonna do another round. Two more people, raise your hands, please. Linda, I saw that was quick, nice. And Karen, good. Linda, you go first.
Hello. Hello.
No, you say hi. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, no,
How
wait,
are
no,
you?
this is a no tone round. So you're
Oh, no tone. Okay, excuse me.
start again.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. How are you? Fine. Glad. I'm fine. Glad to hear that.
Good. It's fine, thanks, but that's fine. Okay, do that again.
Hello. Hi. How are you? Fine. Glad to hear it.
Good, okay. Great, now you get to pick a tone, different energy level. Let's do it again.
Hello. Hi. How are you? Fine. Glad to hear it.
Good. Okay, pick another tone.
Hello. Hey. How are you? I'm fine.
Glad to hear it.
Good. So now what you're going to do, for the last round, you're going to do the same thing. And then you're just going to continue talking. Yes, just there's no script for the next part, but it's based on the tension you've created with the other player. Don't lose the perspective. Don't start syncing up with emotion. Keep where you are, but just carry on the scene. Okay? So let's do it again.
Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm fine.
Glad to hear it. How is your dog today?
My dog? You asked about my dog?
Yes.
My dog is dead.
Yes, that was the answer. That is how it works. You didn't bail on your perspective. Awesome. Yes. Most people would not have done that. They were like, oh, the dog is fine. Killed all the tension. You stick with that perspective, you create the tension and it builds. So that's truth in comedy. Good job. Excellent. Okay, 2 more people doing this game.
How about the folks in the pro in person?
Yes. Oh, yes. I keep forgetting about them. Okay, in pro in person people, you go a nice monotone round first.
Who wants to start? Hello. Hi. How are you? Fine, thanks. Glad to hear it.
Good. Are
Did
you
you
both
hear
sitting?
us?
Are you both sitting down?
Yeah. We are. Could you hear us?
Yeah. Both of you stand up now and do the same thing monotone.
Hello. Hi. How are you? Fine, thanks. Glad to hear it.
Good. The second person that's going, sit down, please. And do it again monotone.
Hello. Hi. How are you? Fine, thanks. Glad to hear it.
Great. Now pick a tone.
Hello. Hi. How are you? Fine, thanks. Glad to hear it.
Good. So now, before you say your line, you're gonna move somewhere. Whether it's you're gonna sit down or you're gonna turn your back or you're gonna take a couple steps. You're gonna put movement into this with tone.
Hello. Hi. How are you today? Fine, thanks. Glad to hear it.
That was good. Okay. You're gonna do the same thing. You got to move before you say the line. Pick a different tone, but continue the scene and see where it takes you.
Hello. Hi. How are you today? Fine, thanks. Glad to hear it. No, you're not. I really am. You don't even know me. I want to get to know you. Oh my God. I'm really all right. Don't you want to get to know me better? Oh.
Good job, ladies. Good job. Timer, how much time? What's the time?
It's 1 minute.
Okay.
I mean, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 minute.
61 minutes, it sounds like. You're confusing me. Okay. Last round, 2 more people.
Judy had her hand up to go.
Judy. Okay, Judy, great. That's one. Who's the other person?
Maybe Petra. She came in later. I don't think she's had a chance yet.
If she wants to.
Or Jim. Jim hasn't had a chance yet.
Where's Jim? Where's Jim? Jim.
Thank you, but
Oh, Jim. How about Jim and Judy? Judy, Jim. Okay, Judy, go first.
Okay, where's Jim? Oh, okay, I see him. Great, thank you.
Monotone.
Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
fine.
Glad to hear it.
Good. Do it again, monotone.
Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
fine.
Glad to hear it.
Good. Now some tone. Feel free to experiment.
Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
fine.
Glad to hear it.
Keep going.
And how are you?
Oh, I'm doing so wonderfully. It's lovely to see you. What's going on?
It's hard to sleep.
Oh, I may be able to help you with that. Should I come over?
I'm in Norway.
I'm sorry, I did not hear that.
I'm in Norway.
Norway.
That's okay.
No, actually, I'm sorry. Jim, say I'm in the doorway. Say I'm in the doorway.
I'm in the doorway.
That's okay. We can move into a place that's more comfortable when I get there.
Good. Time. Good. Yeah. In an improv, you always want to be in close proximity because it creates more tension.
Ah,
Yes. So if you had been in Norway, it would have lost tension in the scene. But that was fun. Good job. Timer lady, where are we?
63, 30.
Okay, great. Well, I only have 70 minutes. So what I'd like to do is just end with maybe a question and answer period. If you have questions for me, that would be fine.
I'm curious how people work with you.
Say that again.
How do people work with you?
Regarding improv?
Yes.
Oh, I do classes every Friday.
Will you leave us a link so people can look that up?
Yeah, I can do that. It's MontereyComedyImprov.com.
Okay.
But I do workshops too periodically. Basically, if you get on the mailing list, you'll get all the times I do workshops and
Awesome. Thank
classes. So I'm going to put that in the chat here. And sometimes I work with people one-on-one too.
Are your workshops all in person?
Yes. I mean, I used to do some on Zoom, but nowadays it's all in person.
So where are you?
I'm in Monterey, California. It's a beautiful place, right?
It is beautiful.
I'm sure it is.
Are you near? Is your improv spot near the aquarium?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, with a few miles away.
Oh.
As Toastmaster, I'm going to make a call. We gave him 70 minutes to allow for whatever, but we still have 20 minutes. I think we can give him 10 more because this is so fun. Rich, can you fill 10 more minutes?
I can talk for days. It's ridiculous.
The timer, will you give him a green at 7 and a yellow at 8 and a red at 9, please?
Good. There you go. Okay. Some more questions specifically about any element of improv or areas you might have some issues with.
How'd you start doing this?
Okay, you just took my question.
Say it. How did I start it?
Yeah. Why improv for you?
Yeah. So what happened was in the intro, I've been in Toastmasters for 32 years. And in that time, well, that's a whole lot of table topics. And I really enjoy that. And what happened was I was in the international speech, a humor speech contest. And it was probably my best speech. So I'm delivering the speech and then I get to about halfway. And at that point in time, I memorized all of my speeches to the word. So I'm doing the speech. I think it's going great. Then all of a sudden, I forgot the next word. So the rest of the speech was like I was just pulling out different parts that didn't fit. So it was a disaster. And from that point on, I decided I never want to be in that situation again. So I'm going to develop a skill to where I can virtually do the speeches with a concept in mind, with a few points that I'm going to touch on and deliver them that way. And so that was my idea. And then I started playing with a little improv in my troupe. And then fortunately, in a short period of time after that, I saw a notice for a class. So I joined the class, and then within a few months, I was in the troupe. We started performing, and then a few years later, I took over as a director because the guy that started, he moved on. So that's kind of where that came from. And how it works, I know the importance of practicing. My practice is very different. It's most of it's mentally. I'm visualizing it, and I'm usually having several points or a general structure in my head, but nothing's ever written out and nothing's ever rehearsed. So I had a speech today that last night I outlined it in my head and delivered it. It was a humor speech and it went very well. So that's where I am now in my speaking career.
So with that framework, what are the pitfalls that would make it disastrous?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Because I embrace failing. So if there's failure, then people are going to enjoy it. They're going to have some laughter in that. They're going to see that I make mistakes, and there's some humiliation with that. So it's fine. I'm not bothered by it.
So does that make your purpose mostly entertainment and not like trying to get a message across?
Yes and no, about 50-50. Today was just entirely entertaining. Sometimes they're more instructive, more informative, or coaching type presentations.
Elaine, got a hand up.
Yeah, thanks, Lindy. I wondered, what are the benefits of improv for Toastmasters in your opinion? What are some of the benefits Toastmasters can get by taking an improv class? How does it apply?
Well, again, I'll preface this by saying I love Toastmasters. I also see a lot of areas where it can be improved. And in some regards, when you look at the highest level speakers, to me, it's very predictable. The outline, the delivery, it feels like it's something that's so polished that I'm not really connected to it. What improv does is for me, it connects me more to the audience. I'm really in relation when I'm speaking, and that is more fulfilling. I get more out of that than delivering a perfectly polished, grammatically perfect speech that's all shiny. That doesn't work for me anymore. I'm all about relating to people and connecting and finding something that motivates them or inspires them or that's entertaining. So that's the benefit for improv with Toastmasters.
Emmy?
Well, I'm curious how that has worked on Zoom for you. I thought this went really well, but if you're doing a speech.
Yeah, so my club meets in person. We're entirely in person.
Oh,
yeah. So when they were doing it on Zoom, I went sporadically because that's not my thing. I do this because obviously I can't be in the same room with everyone right now, but I enjoy doing this and spreading the word of improv. But yeah, so our meetings are live.
So my question, or not question, okay, Rich, I get molasses mouth. I open my mouth and I can't think of words. This happens to me in real life. This is what terrifies me about not writing speeches. There won't be any words. What do you have to say?
Yeah, that's a real big filter. That's a real big, what do you do? What's your profession?
I don't have one.
You don't work?
Not right now.
Not right now. What did you do? What was your background?
I've had a million kinds of jobs. Let's see. The last one I had was working in a library.
Okay, library. So there's structure in the library, right?
Structure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's organization. There's order.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So when we think that way, that's difficult if you're worried about things being in the right place. So it's accepting the failing forward and allowing for that. But when we're stuck, typically the person is really too concentrated on worrying about what they're going to say, if it's the right thing, Will it be accepted? How does it make me look? So there's a lot of filters on that, a lot of things we build up that we need to unlearn and get past that so we can just get to the connection part with people.
So you're
That's
saying
all
I'm
it's about.
curable.
What's that?
You're saying I'm curable.
Oh yes, everyone's. I have taught people that I thought that I even thought I was like, oh gosh, no way, they have no hope. But no, everybody comes around. And there's just, it's like you have to give yourself the permission. A lot of people don't give themselves permission. And in Toastmasters, there's a lot of not getting permission because you're being evaluated based on a certain criteria. It's all structured. So you're really not playing outside the lines very much with what we do in Toastmasters. So this is a way to expand that playground for me.
Thank you. Vivian?
Yes, Rich, can you give us your comments on permanently online for improv? And let's see how that works. Can that be developed? Like getting people to be like Jay Leno, like Trevor Noah. Can that be done for improv?
I don't know if I understand that question.
Meaning it's not in person. It's basically, it's like being on TV,
Yes.
except it's on Zoom forever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I want to have, there's a distinction between stand-up comedy and comedians and improvisers. Improvisers are really actors that do improvisation. So improv is not stand-up comedy. That's when you have a plan, you have a jokes that you have lined up. And a lot of, pretty much all of the late night, all the talk show hosts, they have speech writers and comedic writers for them. So their material is given to them. I'm not saying they're not creative, but a lot of it's fed to them literally in real time as they're delivering their monologues or they're delivering their answers. So it's not what we think it is. But to answer your question, I think it always gets back to being in connection. And the more you listen, the more information you have to go deeper with something and to answer it in a more authentic way. That's how I do it. But I don't know if that answered your question. I'm not sure.
Yes, you answered my question, and I'll add to it, as I learned from you a while ago. What happens when you see the host and the guest bantering? They just feed on each other's lines. Was that fed or was that on the spot?
Both. They go in prepped. They're prepped with the questions, and most often the guest will actually they'll submit a list of questions to the host, so they know where they're going to be in. So they already know what the topic's going to be, but it looks like it's all just on the spot. A lot of that is not what we think it is. And that's why they call it TV, right? Entertainment. Last
Thanks,
question.
Rich, you made my day. Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Emmy, last question.
Well, I just thought it might be really fun to do a sort of table topics thing where you ask what you would normally have the audience, but you have people on the call or whatever, or in the club, and you say, okay, give me a word. Okay, give me a place name. Give me a verb. Give me a whatever. And then you create your speech.
Yes.
So or you could do table topics like that. You give them 3 things and then they have to make up.
Yeah, there's games improv games kind of in that structure, but shorter. But yeah, that's a great idea. Great idea. It looks like my time is up here. Judy's smiling, but she has a red screen behind her. The screen of death.
Screen of death.
So that's it. I think that's my time.
I will take over then again. What a rich evening with Rich. Rather than having a general evaluator, our club president will check in with you and ask you about how this was for you and what you're taking away. Before I hand control over, want to ask Karen King to once again put in the chat the link to sign up for our newsletter. That is the best way to keep track of these fabulous events that we have monthly.
Of course.
Like Rich, and so please do sign up. It only comes to your inbox once a month. It's got a lot of value in it. I also want to express appreciation for all of you for coming and making this a fun evening. With that, I will hand it over again to our club president, Hazel Booth.
Thank you, Lindy. Well, Rich, you are one likable guy, and we learned a lot. Thank you for that blast you gave us. So much fun. And I don't usually like improv, so something about the delivery. So I would like to just check in with y'all. I'm so glad you guys were here. Would you, I can just ask you by name, or you can raise your hand if you'd like to let me know what you thought of our meeting. I might have to ask intentionally. Resuk, do you have a comment? How did you find our evening tonight?
At first, I'd like to say thanks a lot to today's speaker, Rich. And I'm not sure I understood all, but what I felt is, how could I say? I'm a kind of unintentionally serious person, but I like the word authentic, the meaning of authentic. Then too serious cannot be connected with authentic. But today I learned how to connect the two words, authentic and serious, in my own way. Thank you.
That's great. Authentic fun instead of authentic serious, huh? Mohit, how did you find our meeting tonight?
Thank you, Hazel. I completely loved it. It was a very good use of the 1.5 hour. I'm so glad I was able to join and you guys allowed me in. Thank you, Rich, for that wonderful session. I am doing the engaging humor path in Toastmasters, and I struggle a lot with the building humor. And today, with the tips that you've given, they have really, I think, helped me in some way. I hope I can implement those learnings in my own journey. But you've actually demonstrated it, and that's what I love most about the session today, through those simple little games and activities. So thank you. Can't thank you all enough, and everybody in the club. Congratulations, you're doing a fantastic job, and I love to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohit. Please visit us anytime. We'd love to have you. Jim, yours is a familiar face. How was your evening with us tonight?
Yeah, it's great. Well, evening, it's the morning. It's 04. It's 04 over here.
Oh my.
Yeah, but it's hard to sleep with all the sunshine.
Oh my God.
It was a great session. I came late, but I learned a lot, particularly like the bit about how normal, boring speeches are so structured that there's no connection. And I've been told this as well, that my speeches don't connect. So maybe I'll try some of this improv instead. Back to you.
Thank you. Jay, what was your perspective this evening? You look like you were having fun.
I'm always up for fun. And I really enjoyed this, as well as learn some definite language to talk about how to enhance the scene, moving the story forward, this kind of thing. Really good. And it just so happens I'm looking for things to do in Monterey on Friday nights, so I might come and see you.
Awesome, that would be cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having this and opening it up to us randos just bumbling in. Thank
Please
you.
come visit anytime. We'd love to have you, Jay.
I signed up for the newsletter, so I look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Miriam, how was your time with us this evening?
Yes. Oh, fabulous. And I didn't expect to see you, so that was an added bonus.
Lovely. Did I lose you?
I feel the same way about, and I can always be more myself and more authentic, and I love going off the top of my head. So, because I'm not one to memorize lines a lot, so I just kind of go with it.
Right. Very nice.
I mean, I do a structure in my head, but you know.
It's a good skill to have. Malcolm, from over in Bonaire. How was it? How was it for you? Welcome. Petra, how was your time with us this evening? All right. Well, I am thrilled we had the attendance we did. I think a lot of people missed out on a good time. Elaine, I miss you.
Hi.
Thank you for waving.
Of course, I want to talk.
Of course, I want you to talk. This is improv happening.
I'm in an improv club and I've been to a couple. And so I wanted to see how Rich does it because I have not been to the Monterey Improv, Carmel Improv Toasters. And anyhow, improv is a great way to get people to come kick the tires at Toastmasters and join. So I'm doing improv workshops too, like Rich, to get people to come join Toastmasters. So anyhow, we do our club second and fourth Tuesdays, and we're hybrid. So it's always an opportunity to learn something and to see how Rich explains it and what he chooses to do. So I learned a lot and I'm really grateful. So thank you, Rich, for leading this. Thank you, Lindy and Hazel and everybody at the club for opening it up and hosting this wonderful event. And thank you for the people in person. God bless you. It's really, bridging the gap is hard to make it hybrid. So yes, it's tough.
Yeah, if you have a hybrid improv, why don't you go ahead and put your Toastmasters Club link in the chat in case someone wants to check that out.
I would be happy to.
Thank you. Wow. ME's got a hand up.
Oh, that's because I keep hearing this word hybrid. And since we've been talking, it's sort of morphed into my head, like hybrid, half live, half dead. So I think you could do something with improv with that one.
That's cool.
Good.
So now while someone was talking, it made me wonder, Rich, how, can people just dip their toe in a little bit and sprinkle a little bit of improv in their speeches? Or if they want to go in, should they try and make a switch in the way they prepare and present?
Well, yeah, so I don't plan for improv in the speech. It comes up organically based on what is happening in the moment.
Gotcha.
If it's placed in there, that's just part of a speech, of a humorous speech. But I allow myself to take some little side roads, but not too far. If it's reincorporating something that happened earlier or something in the space that I'm in, I will allow for it. But it's not written into any of my presentations.
Gotcha. It's more of a mindset that you're open.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
Changing. All right. It is about the top of the hour. I wanted to connect with our Vice President of Education. Did you want to address our next couple of meetings, Linda?
Yes. We will have a regular meeting on August 3rd, and we will have Lindy and Arun doing a speech. So please come here to help Lindy to polish her speeches for her semi-finals. We look forward to seeing you 2 weeks later, August 3rd.
And then we have also the humorous thing coming up on the 17th, right?
Yeah.
I can speak to that one probably more than Linda. Yolanda Ali Page, who used to be Yolanda Bynum, is coming to do a humor styles workshop, more interactive. She's going to just help us discover our style and let us play with some that are not our style. Watch our newsletter for the sign-up link. And I'll also, for anyone who might not know how to save chat, all this good information is coming. Open your meeting chat down at the bottom below where it says type message here. There are 3 dots past the face and there is a save chat button. So please feel free to save the chat so that you can take away all the good contact information that's in there.
Awesome. Thank you. And with that, the meeting is adjourned. Please feel free to stick around and chat for a few if you would like.
When you hit save chat, where does it go?
It saves to your computer.
I can't find it here.
Any particular file?
I'm on an iPad.
It'll be on your screen when you close the meeting.
Oh, okay.
No,
Never.
no, Miriam, the save you have to do before you close the meeting. The save.
Okay.
chat. I don't know where it is.
I don't know about iPads. Does anybody know about iPads? Jim, do you know about where it
Yeah,
shows?
it goes to some place called Files.
Okay. Yeah, that I figured.
But where to save it from on the chat. She didn't find the 3 dots to save it.
Oh,
It's right by the little, oh, it's unmuted. Okay.
no, you
Has
weren't.
anyone
muted.
heard any news from Toastmasters that this contest season will not be online? So area and divisions have to have live contests. Has anyone heard that?
You mean 24?
For next year, haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, well, this season, so the end of this year.
Yeah.
Hey, it's still this season. Hey, don't forget
And
about me.
all the
Hey.
and the semifinals are the 17th of August. Is that correct?
No, well, semifinal number 1 is my semifinal is at 7 o'clock in the morning, my time. And
Good
I
luck,
am not
Lindy.
in person.
On the 17th.
August 17th.
Yeah.
So by the
7
time I
a.m.
see you that
piece of
night, I
cake.
will know the results of it. So how about that?
It's gonna be Thursday
For
morning.
those of us
everybody.
who watch you will know the results.
Well, and this year is the first year that they are going back to charging everybody to watch. So you can't just watch.
Oh gosh.
Oh
And
no.
you have to get an all access pass. What I suggest you do is
$55.
get your club to buy an all access pass and then get to be on
Yes.
Zoom and share it or
Exactly. It's $55, people. Come on now. Open your wallet.
maybe a lot for an individual, but if your group of you are
Real love.
gathering, it's not so bad.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Real love. We used to buy the DVD of the finals every year and watch it way back in the day and have like a Oscars party. Who's gonna win? That
I
was
tried
so
to
fun.
ask our district if they would do it. I haven't heard back yet. They will.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you so much. I had a ball.
Glad you were here, Elaine.
Come
You
see me.
light up the screen. We're happy to have you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Keep up the good work, everybody. See you around. Good
Okay.
luck, Lindy. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So
Goodbye.
Miriam, are you?
Thanks,
Goodbye,
everyone.
Karen and
Thank you.
Elena.
Malcolm here.
Bye,
All the
Malcolm.
best, Lindy.
Thank you. Thank you, Malcolm. Good to see you.
Yeah.
And say goodbye to the gals in Kingston.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye, Karen.
Bye.
Oh, Kingston, you guys are around the block.
That's
Yep.
where they are. They're in
You can
Kingston.
you can even go in person from where you
Yeah,
are.
I
in
heard that,
person.
and then I had
Yeah.
a busy day, so Zoom just made my
Hazel
day.
would love to go with you in person.
Yes, I think so. She's not too far away.
And
So where are
Karen,
you?
Hazel's like,
Where are
don't
you?
volunteer me, don't volunteer me.
No, I was considering going, but on the first or the third meeting of the
Right,
second,
we have
third
our
Thursday, it's a
board
little
meeting.
conflicted with officer stuff, but the first week
love
of the
it.
month, perhaps.
Yeah, more the merrier.
So,
And
Miriam,
we
where
can
are
really
you?
get into the improv because we can
Miriam's
do
in
it
Port
together.
Townsend.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's in our
Oh.
Jefferson County Club. She's our
Ah.
sergeant at arms.
And
We're
you know,
trying to get
I-
people to go to Kingston. Karen King is also in Port Townsend. She could go to Kingston.
She
Yeah,
does
yeah, yeah.
occasionally.
Yeah.
I've been once. I'm going to try again.
Well, maybe we can go together sometime, Judy.
Oh, that's cool.
Thanks for being here, Vivian. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm all for
Okay,
Bye.
love you all.
I don't want to cut off any important
Hey, Vivian.
conversations. Does anybody need to stay? Or can I shut this down?
Good
No,
night.
Going.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.